Excuse me. Welcome to Flossage's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make my famous rice and beans. And I will show you step by step how I make it. This is how I start my rice and beans process. My pot is hot right now and I'm using olive oil. And you pour your oil in your pan. I'm cooking for at least like 11 people, so that's why I'm putting a lot of oil in it. But you don't have to add a lot of oil. Now, I'm gonna add my famous and epic seasoning in it. And if you wanna know how to make the seasoning, I will leave a link down below and you can know how to make it. You can see how I make my seasoning. And you have to stir it so your seasoning don't get burned. And I boil my beans in advance. The beans take at least like an hour and a half to cook. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that, you know, it takes 30 minutes for your beans to cook. It doesn't take 30 minutes to cook. It took me at least an hour and 30 minutes to cook. And now you wait for your seasoning to cook for a little bit. I'm using it on a low heat. So now I'm going to add my beans. And if you can hear somebody cooking on the other side, it's my daughter making her junks. She's learning how to cook, so in the process of me cooking, I allow her to make her stuff what she want to make so she can learn how to cook. So she won't be stuck in the middle when she get older where she had to go buy junk food. But she loves cooking though, so I'm proud of her. After you add your bean, you stir it. You stir it. I have to taste it to see if I need to add seasoning in it, because when I was making my epis, my seasoning, I add seasoning in it already, so I might have to add some salt because I'm cooking for a lot of people. Yep, I do need some salt in it. That's all that I need is salt. But if you want, you can add Maggi. You can add adobo if you want to, but you don't have to add it because I already add them in the seasoning already, and it's delicious. Keep stirring it. A lot of people, what they do, they don't fry it for so long, right? And then they just pour their water and then put the rice in it. Me, what I do, I like my beans to really fry, so the seasoning can go inside the beans and the beans can release a lot of juice. I don't know. I think I'm explaining it right. And then, so when it gets thick, I add my beans water in it. And then after that, you let it boil. You wash your rice. Wash it until like there's no white water in it. And after you add your rice to it, and I'm telling you, you have the amazing rice and beans. This is kidney beans, by the way, I'm using. It will be amazing. People will ask you, wow. I'm telling you. You see how it is? Let me show you, because you see how it look? That's how I like my beans before I add water to it. Now I'm adding a pinch of salt. I'm not adding too much because salt is no good for you. I'm just adding a pinch of salt in it. I do not like to measure. I just like pick it up with my hand and I say a pinch of salt because I realize it's not a lot of salt. Now look how the beans look. You see it? This is what I was trying to tell you. Now I'm going to add the beans water, the one that I boiled the beans with. I'm going to add it to it. Now I add my beans water in it, the one that I boiled my beans earlier, and then it was not enough and I added a little bit more water. So now I'm waiting for it to come into boil. When it starts boiling, and I'm gonna put my rice. I'm gonna wash my rice and put my rice. Now my water come to boil. I'm going to add my rice I recently washed and it's clean. I'm going to pour. Always wash your rice because you don't know where the rice been, and then you remove the starch, you know, from the rice. So I'm using my hand to add the rice because it's a lot of rice I'm cooking. I don't know, I never cook small portions of food. I'm always cooking like big pots of food because I have a big family. So I'm adding my rice. After adding your rice, you stir it so the rice won't stick on the bottom, and then so you won't have lumps of rice. Sometimes, you know, I'm going to add some butter in it because I really like to add butter in my rice. And then now I'm going to let the water go down, and then I'll come back to show you. The door is literally wide open. Now the water went down a little bit. Oops. Now I'm going to cover it and allow it to cook. And I'm going to put my stove down to 4.5. No, 3.5 until it's cooked. And I'll be back to show you when the rice is.
Yeah, I like it. It's not too fishy. It doesn't have that kind of fishy taste or smell. It just tastes really good.
Yeah, it tastes really good. I just couldn't tell if that was what that was. But yeah, it's really good. I don't have a lot of words to say. I just think it's really good.
All right, guys, that was the rice with kidney beans and fish, my fishtail sauce.